Good morning, good morning, good morning, St. Louis. Thank you for tuning in to the Freeman Bosley Jr. show. This is Sister Felicia, guys. I want you to go on and tag 10 friends and bring them in. Tag 10 friends and bring them in. Listen, guys, it's going to be a great show. It is going to be a great show. We got some information to share with you this morning, so you know you need to get pencil, paper. If you have to go out this morning, we need you to go on and get the iHeart app. Download the iHeart app and take us with you. If you're going to walk on the track, if you're headed grocery shopping, put your earbuds in and take us with you. Now, listen, Brother Anthony Shaheed is on special assignment. Our great mayor, the first black mayor of the city of St. Louis, is on special assignment. And Senator Carla May, who has worked all session long, held a almost 50-hour filibuster. And they started filibustering way back in January. And so they ended the session the same way it began. And so we give a shout out to all of those senators up there who held it down. And without further delay, I want to say we have Brother Charles Abdul Wali Muhammad in the building this morning. He is from the new Real STL News. We also have Brother Craig with us on this morning. And Brother Craig, of course, is with Film Production STL. Film Production STL. I always want to say USA, but guess what? We have twisted and got a new name. So make sure you get on over to YouTube and you can check out the Freeman Bosley Jr. show. All of the episodes that he has ever done for us. He has put on his YouTube page is Film Production STL. And what you would do when you click on that page, you want to go down and go to podcast, click on podcast, and you'll see all of the old shows, the previous shows that we have. And when he's through, he's mixing it. He got, like you say, we said 400 plus cameras in the building, right? And he's really mixing it up for us. So make sure that you head over there and subscribe to Film Production USA. Head over and subscribe to the Freeman Bosley Jr. show YouTube page, guys. And last thing, make sure that you go to our Facebook page, like, tag, share, and follow the Freeman Bosley Jr. Facebook page. Make sure you do that. Make sure you like, subscribe, and subscribe to the Tahi Youth Group page. And tell a friend. Tag a friend and say, hey, do the same thing. Now, we do have some special guests in the studio with us today. They're going to rock it out. Now, but they're not new. They're not new to the Freeman Bosley Jr. show. They've been here. This is family in the building on this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We have Brother Zaki Baruti in the building with us this morning. And we're just so honored to have you here, brother. Thank you. We're going to have you get real close to that mic. And he got his trusty sidekick. You know, everybody got to have a trusty sidekick. He got my girl in the house, Coffee Wright. If you don't know Coffee Wright is speaking truth to power. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Wow, good morning, Queen. Thank you.
Good morning, good morning, good morning to you, Felicia, standing in for these two awesome brothers, Mayor Freeman Bosley Jr. Want to give a shout out to him.
Yes.
As well as Brother Anthony Shaheed, both, as you just say, on special assignment, but it's just our honor to humbly be with you this morning, and a great shout out to all your thousands and thousands and thousands of listeners.
Yes. Thank you. I'm Sister Coffee Wright in the building this morning.
How you doing, Queen? Thank you. Once again, thank you for having us. It's a pleasure, always a pleasure to be here. And we know that when we come on this show that we definitely are reaching the right people, and everybody's getting the opportunity to stay updated with what's going on. So thanks again for having me.
Yes, please. Now do me a favor and pull that mic straight up. I know I like to keep it close and personal, but I want to make sure that our listening audience can hear you well. I think you could just kind of pull that mic towards you so they can hear you well. Well, you all know what this weekend is. This is the May Day Parade weekend. This is the Annie Malone biggest fundraiser, and we had the executive CEO Keisha Lee was on with us, maybe about a month ago, and so they've been working and putting this thing together. Do you all plan to make it out, or?
Absolutely. The Annie Malone Parade is just a major event in the St. Louis area. It's actually one of the largest events ever sponsored by our people, and it has such a worthwhile cause. So it's just imperative that our people come out and support that worthwhile cause.
Yeah. You know, I was looking at the economic impact that the Annie Malone have on the city of St. Louis. So you think about it, it's a fundraiser for Annie Malone, and they do such great work in the community with the youth. You know, the programs that they came and they talked about. We'll kind of go over some of those a little bit later. But just think about the economic impact. You know, you have people have to buy supplies for their float. You have to put gas in your vehicle. You have restaurants who will be patronized on that day. You know, there is the economic impact of the Annie Malone Parade for years.
Yes, yes.
You know?
Yes, it's and that's very important in terms of, as you may mention, the economics, because you know, it's kind of real tough out here for us, a lot of people, and then it helps the businesses sustain themselves, creates employment opportunity for a number of people. So the impact is great, but it'd be very interesting though, of those dollars that's generated, how many go into
back into the community.
Back into the community. That's a key element. But again, just the whole gathering of our people celebrating one another is, you know, it's
great experience.
Yeah, it's a most motivating and a powerful experience to see people come and be at peace with one another, and as I just made mention, celebrating each other. So as an organization, we most definitely will be very supportive.
We always have been. As a matter of fact, you know, I remember I used to march in the Mayday Parade when I was in high school. I was in the pom-pom squad, so we really look forward to it. But
You was on the pom-pom squad?
I was on the pom-pom squad turning double.
What haven't you done? Because you did some acting.
Yes, yes. But you know, we one thing I miss about when you bring up the Mayday Parade is that people in the community, we have more entrepreneurs, you know, selling items, barbecue, cookies, and everything. Once they moved it downtown, we lost a lot of that homely feeling, a lot of that family entrepreneur, that friend support. You know, we had so many people doing their thing, looking forward to making money. So that's what I miss. And like Zaki said, I'd like to know how much of that money is actually now going back into the community.
So it's one thing going back into the business, and the business is making up some funds, but how much are they giving back?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I heard Cat Williams say that. He says, you know, when I go into a city and they're going to pay me $100,000 to come and be in that city, he say, I always give back. He said, I'm going to give back about $10,000 to that city. So the question is, what are the businesses giving back? Right. You know, when we have these events. I know White Castle has always, you know, not, I can't say always, but they have funded some of the community events. I see their little logo on a lot of the things that we do. So it would be really interesting to see what that looked like for some of these other organizations and businesses. Yeah. And I'll say this too. I had such a fun time on the back of your float when you was right. We was on the back of a truck. We had bull horns. Like, it's going to be so exciting, right?
Yeah. I don't think I missed the Mayday Parade yet, and I don't plan on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't plan on missing one. So I don't know if we're going to actually be in it. I may be one of those people walking around along the side of it.
Yeah, yes.
But I'm definitely going to attend, bare minimum.
Absolutely.
Yes. And I was just thinking about, like you say, bringing that community together, right? So you got the fraternities, the sororities, you have the elected officials, those who are running for office, trying to campaign, those who are desiring to be reelected. You have the schools, the different nonprofit organizations, you know, coming together. I mean, it's just so many people, so many different organizations.
Absolutely. And, you know, again, though, and I salute what they're doing. But as we move into further into the 2024, as well as in the rest of this century, it's just incumbent that we use the example of the Annie Malone Parade and that big gathering as an overall movement of us as a people to uplift our community,
yes,
to deal with the real critical issues that constantly plague our community. And it's a litany of problems that's impacting us, and that's why I'm very proud representing the Universal African Peoples Organization, that we've been on the forefront of a number of issues that face our people. And so what are some of those issues? As we know, sadly, there's a lot of mayhem in the community to the level that it should not be in terms of us brutalizing one another. You have a situation that many of our children who graduate from the high schools have no understanding of the historical greatness of us as a race of people on an international level, as well as the kinds of struggles that we have had to get where we're at right now, and still have to fight for social justice.
Still have to fight.
Well, it's the issues of the police in our community, and the need for actual community control of the police departments. And what does that look like? For me, that looked like that, first of all, every police department, the composition of all of the personnel of a police department ought to reflect the ethnic and the racial composition of the communities in which they work. That's first. Secondly, every police officer ought to live in the community in which they work. And then thirdly, they ought to have in every community across America effective civilian review boards with subpoena powers that, in case of allegations of police violence and brutality that many times is visited upon our people.
Absolutely. So that way the police aren't policing themselves.
Right. So again, my prayer and my hope is that building upon this movement that comes every year with the thousands of people that's participate, that that we also be consistent as a group of people, the organizations, the fraternities that join to speak truth to power, so that we can make a difference in our community, as well as when you mention in terms of various candidates that come and be part of the parade, as Miss Coffee Wright when she was running for United States Senate. As an organization, we push a concept that's called proportionate political representation, which simply means that wherever percentage we are as a people on the national, state, and local levels of government, then common sense means that we should have that percentage of elected officials. However, even though we have made advances as it relates to elected officials, but if you look at the statistics, first of all, it is projected. Okay, it is projected that black people are 14% of the United States population. Yet there's over 500,000 total elected officials across this country, and we only hold about 6% of that total number.
And on that note, guys, we're going to take a break and come back to it. Don't you go nowhere. Go ahead and tag 10 friends and bring them in. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show. Keep it on lock.
And quit playing.